Incredible story now. Imagine being stuck on a riverbank for close on 4 days. Well, a man has been rescued from the flooded Letaba River in Tzaneen, where he had been stranded for 4 days. For more on this, we're joined by Limpopo COGTA MEC, Basikopo Makamu. Thank you very much for your time, MEC. And this is just one story that ended well. Remind us of how this man got to get stranded there.
Well, thanks very much, and it's a very good story that shows that our government, collectively, we can work together and do something and have an operation that can be successful. This man, when the rain started, he was looking for a makeshift accommodation just by the riverbank. Country, he will have a challenge where the river overflew to an extent that he was trapped inside the river, tried to look at the trees, tried to look at the rocks that would be able to be there. We have been trying to assist him, but today we successfully operated ran an operation that the South African National Defence Force used the helicopter or the chopper to rescue that man. And I think the Premier want to commend all our teams because they picked that person at the very early hours before he could be tired, but also try to give hope, talk to him, that he should remain calm under the very volatile river until the operation was conducted. And we want to thank our team and everybody even community members who were supporting the man where he was.
As we speak, we're showing our viewers the visuals. It's quite a dense area and the water is flowing quite furiously. But what condition is he in? What was he eating? What was he, I mean, it was raining, but how is he?
Well, the emergency services are busy attending to him. I'm not necessarily on the site, but the team from the MS's office are there. They are keep on updating. He was in a very stable condition, getting assistance medically so that he can be able to recover, because you will understand he was not drinking anything, he was not eating anything, he was just relying on the soul from God that will be able to keep him moving as from 1 hour after another. But we also show his courage. I appreciate his courage that he did not lose hope and throw himself into the water thinking that help will not come. That's where we saw that our teams definitely are hard at work with these conditions we find ourselves. They are trying their level best.
We understand, Mr. Makamu, that the Letaba River is quite dangerous and sometimes people use it for religious purposes. I guess your message to community members who continue with that practice in spite of the waters looking quite furious.
Yeah, we have tried to talk to our executive mayors, our councillors, our traditional leaders to help us communicate the message that during this time when the rain is still showering everywhere in the province, let them suspend even this religious way of just looking at some small dams to do their rituals or religious practices, because they may not necessarily know whether the water is flowing or the water is stationary. So that we can be able to allow this time for the rains to pass, they will be able to conduct that at a very safe place and safe time, unlike now, because you know by now we have lost 2 lives, we have lost 2 children around Lulekani, which fell also on the some dongas there. So we are continuing to be talking to all our executive mayors and our district disaster management center to make sure that we communicate every single challenge or anticipation of the rain everywhere we see it.
The will to survive. We understand that this particular man that has been rescued now had made a makeshift shelter on the tree.
That's what we are saying, that initially it was his main intention to thought he would be safe in the river was out seeing that So that's where we also call people in our statement.
Unfortunately, we cannot hear a thing that you are saying, as our connection is not quite stable there. We do apologize to our viewers for that, and to you. Thank you very much, though, for giving us that detail. A man being rescued after being stuck on a tree for some 4 days. He was stuck there on Sunday trying to cross the river as there were heavy rains. He was not able to leave, and today that chopper, as you've been seeing, carrying him from a tree where we understand he had made a makeshift shelter, taking him to a place of safety.